Our first guest today is legendary former Imagineer, Tim Delaney. Tim, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here.
I had an idea to redo the Energy Pavilion. So this was a high-speed flying ride that went into the inner world. It went to the nano world, and you see we compress you in. And it was a ride that flew through that whole building. And I came down here and looked at the Energy Pavilion, and that building is enormous.
We have Don Dorsey and Mark Nichols.
I had brought a short clip to show you of what the Millennium might have been at EPCOT had things gone according to the original plan. And this is what we call the crane show. When I saw this, I thought, I'll just wait this out.
So the tank is, it's 24 feet deep, it's 200 feet in diameter. Mm-hmm. The tank holds 5.5 million gallons, and there's another 1 million gallons in the life support system. So yeah, it was pretty complex.
Yeah.
But it made a great show, and we got a restaurant.
This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com, and here now are the top Disney park stories from around the world for October 19th, 2022. Disney has finally announced an exact return date for Fantasmic at Disney's Hollywood Studios. It's November 3rd, 2022. Upon its return, it'll feature a new sequence. As previously revealed, the scene will feature moments from animated films including Frozen 2, Aladdin, Moana, Pocahontas, which happens to be the scene it's also replacing, and Mulan. Quote, "Through this entire sequence, we go on a journey with our heroes. We see them faced with a decision and how hard that can be for them. Then watch as they find that strength within themselves to push through it in a truly spectacular way," says Disney Live Entertainment show director Matthew Hamill. Why is everything just the premise of Happily Ever After at this point? It's the inspiration of every new scene and everything. The new Heroes sequence features a high-energy Aladdin chase with stunts that have never before been seen on the Fantasmic stage. A powerful scene with Elsa set to the song Show Yourself that is sure to thaw the most frozen of hearts, and stirring moments with Pocahontas, Moana, and Mulan. And a fun fact, to help choreograph the authentic Chinese martial arts you'll see in Mulan's scene, the creative team brought in Mimi Chan, the original muse and model animators used when bringing the character Mulan to life in the 1998 animated film. Quote, "We know this show means so much to people, and we've kept that in mind every step of this journey," said Loris Marier of Disney Live Entertainment. Even beyond the new scene, we've taken the time to upgrade the lasers, the lighting, the sound, all to bring this show back even more beautiful than it's ever been. We're all really just so excited for guests to see it. Notice what they haven't said there? They didn't say anything about the dragon. I think we've still got that papier-mâché dragon. I love the shoddy dragon, but maybe it was time. I don't know. We've also learned that the show will be slightly extended in runtime, now being 29 minutes in length as opposed to the previous 26. With the return of Fantasmic, Disney has also announced that dining packages with reserved seating will begin on November 30th. Reservations for the Fantasmic dining packages will open on October 26th. Walt Disney World has quietly ended their COVID pay policy for cast members. The policy allotted up to 80 hours of sick pay for 2 consecutive weeks due to a COVID-19 diagnosis. It also allowed for up to 2 weeks of pay for missed scheduled shifts if the company required an isolation due to the exposure at work. As of October 1st, COVID-related absences are treated as any other absence, and points are given out for calling out. This policy applied only to union cast members, did not include college program participants. Cast members are able to use sick pay to cover their absences. Those without sick pay will receive attendance points if they do not report to work. With Walt Disney World continuing to experience labor shortages, multiple character meet and greets will be suspended beginning Sunday, October 23rd. The affected characters include Minnie Mouse at both Town Square Theater in the Magic Kingdom and International Gateway at EPCOT, as well as Donald and Daisy Duck and Max at Disney's Hollywood Studios. As of writing of the article, Pete's Silly Sideshow at the Magic Kingdom is still closed with no reopening date announced. The cuts are likely to accommodate the return of other character-based experiences like character dining and Fantasmic, which are all coming back. A couple more locations of dining and Fantasmic, obviously, in the next few weeks. Disney College Program participants may be able to alleviate things, but currently entertainment cast members frequently face a grueling schedule, working 6 days a week with few chances at a day off. To deal with this, a slight reduction in character meet and greet should help reduce the strain. Dessert parties and dining packages have gone on sale for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at the Magic Kingdom. Guests who are attending one of the 28 Holly Jolly parties on select nights from November 8th through December 22nd have a choice of 3 different dining experiences to make their holidays just a bit tastier. There's Minnie's Wonderful Christmas Time Fireworks Dessert Parties. There's 2 of these available being held this year, one at the Tomorrowland Terrace and one at the East Plaza Garden viewing area. This year, guests at the party can have a special sit-down dinner at one of 2 participating restaurants. At Be Our Guest Restaurant, you can indulge in delectable French-inspired fare amidst enchanting decor. Choose from a 3-course fixed menu at $67 plus tax per adult ages 10 and older, and $39 plus tax ages 3 to 9. And Cinderella's Royal Table, where you can dine inside the castle during the one-of-a-kind experience inspired by the classic fairy tale. Dining reservations are available from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and are strongly recommended if you want to dine at those locations. The reimagining of EPCOT was highly anticipated for many years, so when it was mostly unveiled at the 2019 D23 Expo, and honestly, of course, in small chunks over the years leading up to that at WDWNT.com, many were excited to finally see the park get the much-needed love it deserved. But flash forward to this year, and a good portion of the project remains in limbo or has been canceled, including a second phase of announcements which were anticipated to be made by now. While the originally envisioned Festival Pavilion was canned already and Disney remains quiet on the Mary Poppins attraction for World Showcase, may surprise you, that's probably not happening. They had also been publicly ignoring the existence of the Play Pavilion, an announced replacement for the Wonders of Life in World Discovery, formerly Future World East. According to sources inside the company, that silence would remain through the D23 Expo, and in fact, they were right, it did, with no mention of the existence of the project from executives nor Imagineers. But strangely enough, a few weeks afterwards, the pavilion was mentioned on the Epcot 40 map that was given to guests, and the pavilion logo even has been featured on Epcot 40th merchandise, which is still being released as we speak. But despite all of that, sources in the company, the same that indicated it wouldn't be talked about at D23, have told us that executives have quote-unquote officially canceled the project during a retreat to Walt Disney World. Reportedly, it was chairman of Disney Parks Experiences and Products, Josh D'Amaro, who personally pulled the trigger and killed the project. Those familiar with the pavilion said that a lot of the interior had already been installed and completed, and given that it is rumored that the current management will throw away the Harmonious barges when they hastily replace that show, giving up on a half-built new attraction doesn't seem so crazy by comparison. It's unknown exactly why the pavilion is being canned, whether it may be that it wasn't a strong concept to begin with, it had high-touch surfaces, it might be dated by the time it opens, or simply that Epcot did not want to pay the expected labor costs of a space that required live entertainment and loads of cast members to staff a number of smaller exhibits, or it could have been some combination of all of those. We will probably never know. But honestly, the news comes as no surprise to additional sources in the company who stated that programmers and other Imagineers who were working on the Play Pavilion were let go during the initial round of layoffs at the height of the pandemic. Of course, if you walk by the pavilion on your way to Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, you'll notice construction fences are still standing. But also, they went out of their way to build a planter over what would have been the entrance to the latter addition. This isn't something you typically do if you plan to build a pathway some months later. Of course, being a rumor, it is possible things can change. With the project already started, it could certainly be restarted or revamped using the bones already built at some point down the road. But it sounds like that is not even being discussed at this time. So where we stand currently, and again, this is a rumor. I know I always have to say that because people then, if it doesn't end up being real, come and yell about it, not understanding what rumors are. But the rumor is that as of right now, they are abandoning the project. They have no plans to continue it. Whatever is done inside is done and is going to be left there, and we're going to move on. I know people keep bringing, oh, they were working on the roof. That roof, even before the work was done to the roof, had terrible leaking problems. And so obviously water damage is bad for anything, and even if it's a building you don't plan on using, you probably want to avoid water damage. So you may still see people fixing that roof from time to time, should water be coming in. And it's weird that water's coming in because they did replace the whole roof, but they're still having leak problems. So as of today, as of right now, they do not plan to build that play pavilion as envisioned. Whether or not a play pavilion is built, something will use that pavilion logo in its place, or what they're going to do down the road, we don't know. But whatever was the original plan no longer exists at this time. It has been halted, stopped, and as far as management is concerned, the project is dead. Akershus Royal Banquet Hall in the Norway Pavilion will reopen on November 4th. Akershus, of course, serves storybook dining featuring the Disney princesses. When it returns, it will be family-style dinner featuring traditional Norwegian dishes, and currently only scheduled to serve dinner at that. They do also serve some American fare, such as mashed potatoes and gravy, grilled salmon, and mac and cheese, which, of course, are only in America. It's a joke. Everyone has those things. Reservations can be made starting October 24th. In a new video posted on the Walt Disney World YouTube channel, we got a first look at what table settings might look like for the upcoming Roundup Rodeo barbecue restaurant in Toy Story Land, Hollywood Studios. In the video, Disney food historian Marcy Carricker-Smothers takes a look inside the Flavor Lab, where recipes are developed for restaurants across Walt Disney World. Around 4 minutes in, we see concept art and serveware with Toy Story themes spread across a bar, which alludes to the Roundup Rodeo barbecue restaurant. Generic photos of barbecue are laid out along with props and potential serveware ideas. The ideas on display include a bucket of soldiers, 2 colors of the iconic barrel of monkeys from the Toy Story films and, real life, and themed condiment. Sorry, I think our writer didn't know a barrel of monkeys existed outside of the Toy Story films. It's a very old game. And as well, themed condiment dispenser wrappings made to look like drawings on cardboard. There's also a concept of incorporating forky into some form or another. Jar mugs and other Southern-style serveware are also on display to help get across the idea of what the table setting will look like. We may also see china designed to look like paper plates at the restaurant, keeping a theme with Toy Story Land being set in Andy's backyard. And although the chef is coy about it at the end of the video, it's indeed confirmed these concepts are for the Roundup Rodeo barbecue. The new eatery is supposed to open sometime by the end of this year, although no exact opening date has been announced. As Tokyo Disney Resort moves to curb attendance compared to before the pandemic and more accurately gauge who will visit the parks in advance, guests staying at the Disney hotels on property are now required to register park ticket purchase plans when making their reservations. Guests staying at one of the 5 Disney hotels at Tokyo Disney Resort are allowed to purchase park tickets at the front desk during their stay, even if they're sold out. Now the Oriental Land Company is moving to keep track of attendance more in advance, instead requiring guests to now register whether they will visit a park, which one, and how many tickets they will purchase. The change has not yet been reflected on the English website, but the Japanese site with Google Translate shows how the system will work. You're asked to select whether you will purchase tickets or not, then you select which park you intend to visit and how many tickets you'll purchase. These plans can still be changed up to and including at the time of purchase, so it's not a hard requirement to determine which parks you'll visit in advance. Prior to the pandemic, a sizable amount of guests would purchase their park tickets at the gate with cash on the same day, but tickets have not been available to purchase in person since the pandemic. For the absolute latest Disney Parks news, head on over to WDWNT.com and follow us on your favorite social media platforms. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, The Vacationeer, the engineers of your next magical vacation. Sit back and let their team of vacation planning experts craft your family's next magical trip. The best part, their services are free. Visit WDWNT.travel for details. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to WDW News Today on YouTube for more content, and click the bell for notifications. Also hit select all notifications so you never miss an episode of the show. You can also support the entire team behind this program by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
This is Disney Entertainment News Today. I'm Rob Whiteside, and here now are the top Disney entertainment stories.
For the latest in Disney entertainment news, watch Disney Entertainment News Today, hosted by Rob Whiteside. From movies and series news to stage shows, books, video games, and more. New episodes drop every Tuesday on WDWNT.tv.